Was a girl running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
And now I'm going to talk about something that really got to me this morning. This came over on the wire this morning. Not happy about it. We have a setback in the chip problem now. Another setback. Are we being... I don't want to know about this. I'll talk about it later. But I'm going to tell you about the chip. Russia's war with the Ukraine. That's their war for natural resources, of course. Ukraine supplies 70% of the world's output of neon, a critical gas that runs lasers needed to manufacture microchips. Neon's just not for a bar sign. The vehicles and auto parts endangered by the Russian invasion of Ukraine may seem thousands of miles away, but they're not from being a real problem, but they're not. The war could bring new worries that an issue that's already bedeviling automakers, the global microchip shortage. Sure. The Ukraine is the source for 70% of the world's output of neon. I told you that. Neon is a critical gas that runs lasers, according to market firm Trend Force. Both Russia and the Ukraine are home to key gases and raw materials needed for the production of semiconductors around the world. And the ripple effects of the war could exacerbate the microchip shortage as raw materials become harder to come by. Did they need another reason to keep the prices up on the cars, Eric? Did they need another reason to keep all these prices that high? Why? Why? Is this chip shortage, is this a real thing? I mean, Hyundai and Kia had banner years last year. Toyota had one of their best sales years in America ever. It's because American cars didn't have any chips. I don't know. I stop short of accusing anybody of anything, but I have a lot of questions. I have questions that need answers, but I'll never get them, and I'll never get straight ones. I don't care who you ask. No politician is going to tell you the truth about this stuff because it's where they get their money. I mean, you can't mess with the guys that are running the show. You just can't. I'm tired of it. I'm real tired of it, and I'm tired of this chip shortage. I think it's crap. I think it's man-made, and I think we need to go to work and make our own chips and tell them all to buzz off. My opinion.
Buzz off.
Yeah, buzz off. We make our own doggone neon, for God's sakes. We make our own bar signs. That's full of neon. Las Vegas got more neon than they need. We'll just take all their signs. Come on. I mean, geez, oh, Pete. That's nuts. Now they're saying, well, we could have another problem. More chip shortage because of neon. Stuff it. Okay? Just stuff it. I can't do that. I will not listen to it. I will not participate in it. And I'm going to ask a lot of questions, and I don't care what happens. And I don't care if this goes viral, if I get in trouble for it. I don't care if the CIA comes to see me themselves. This is man-made. This is crap. All right. Now that I've probably made the FCC so mad they'll never speak to me again, and they might not let me ever speak to you again, I can all go ahead and finish this. What does it cost? And I did this on my own. What does it cost? I've been researching this. To charge your electric car. Nobody's ever said anything about that. You ever notice, well, we don't have a lot of chargers, we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have this, we don't have that. They have a lot of reasons why things are going so slow. Well, they better go slow because we got to take our time. Okay? We need to take our time because we got to do this right. But what does it cost to recharge your vehicle for that 200 and 300 miles? Well, 30 cents to 60 cents per kilowatt hour. What does that mean, do you say? Well, a small car, and now remember, a full charge is good for what? A couple hundred miles, 300 miles? Okay? The small car, and these are big charging stations are charging this, not what it costs you to charge it at home. This is not what the big charging systems are charging. This is what it costs you to plug in at home. If you have a small car, it's going to cost you $11.50 to $23, depending on the range of the car. If you have a little bit bigger car, middle size, $2,250 to $45. Okay? And if you have that's the bigger car, $2,250 to $45 to charge your car. $45 to go 300 miles. That's not a big savings. That's not a big savings above, well, of course, above gas now it is. But when we had real representation, gas was cheap, $1.89. Now it's $4. But still, $45 buys 10, 11 gallons of gas, and you can go how many miles on 11 gallons of gas if you're getting 45 miles to the gallon, which most of these newer cars are. It's 450 miles, 490 miles. It's well worth it. It's not a big savings to have an electric car. And this is if you have a charging station in your car or in your garage or whatever for your car. If the owner, they don't have a rate for the charging stations that you see outside the library or at Walmart or wherever you have these charging stations.
The mall, yeah.
Whoever owns that charging station, just like the people that own the ATMs. There was a lot of guys originally that owned ATMs. They set the price of charging your car. So I don't know, it might be more. You might have to pay more to charge your clean car, your green car, which isn't green. You may have to charge more simply because they ask a bigger price per kilowatt hour. 30 to 60 cents an hour is the average electric charge at home. Okay? I don't know. I don't think buying an electric car right this minute is much of a profit saver. Matter of fact, no, it's not. I wouldn't bother. Be honest with you, I personally would not bother. That's just the way I am. Well, let's talk about what else is going on with sanctions and stuff, about the war. Got to talk about the war, Eric. Boy, I get tired of talking about the war, but you want to know how it's impacting the car business other than neon? VW, Porsche, Bentley, their exports to Russia are halted on sanctions. So they're shutting down plants. People are not working. The move affects VW's two factories in Russia that produce Volkswagen brand Skoda models. The maker of Porsche, Lamborghini, and Bentley cars, popular with Russians' elite, said this on Thursday. So, no, there's going to be no fancy cars for Putin. He started a war, and now he can't buy a car. I love it. This is it. They're out. The move affects two factories in Russia. Okay, here's how Russia's invasion of the Ukraine is impacting the industry, the auto industry, my beloved auto industry. Europe's auto production crashes as the flow of wire harnesses dries up. According to automakers, including Volkswagen, BMW, and Porsche, automakers, including Volkswagen, BMW, and Porsche, are struggling to obtain crucial wire harnesses as suppliers in western Ukraine have been shuttered by the Russian invasion of the country, forcing production stops at car factories in Germany. Toyota to suspend car production in Russia, vehicle says. Toyota will halt production in Russia in the Russian factory starting Friday, while vehicle imports into the country have also stopped indefinitely due to supply chain disruptions. Toyota is Russia's top Japanese brand, producing about 80,000 vehicles in its St. Petersburg plant, which employs 2,000 people. You don't think Putin's going to make people mad putting them out of work because he wants to take over to Ukraine? He wants their natural resources? Give me a break. Honda suspends vehicle sales to Russia. Honda Motor Company is halting exports of cars and motorcycles to Russia, joining a growing number of global companies choosing not to do business with the country after its invasion. Ford suspends Russian operations following the invasion of the Ukraine. Ford Motor Company said in a response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, it informed joint venture partner Solars, whoever that is. It is immediately suspending operations in Russia until further notice. Solars must be the Russian company, because you can't own anything really in Russia. It's a communist country. The government has to own most of it. Volkswagen warns of more production cuts as Ukraine crisis hits suppliers. Volkswagen expects to temporarily idle more plants, including its main Wolfsburg factory, as fallout from shortage of key parts to suppliers in the Ukraine is spreading. I got to tell you, 928 Car Guys is our phone, by the way. If you want to call us, give us a call. Or you can go on Facebook and write us if you want to ask a question. People are doing it all the time now. And I got to tell you that the things that are said here are strictly my opinion, have nothing to do with Gerard Media or any of the radio stations, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, or the TuneIn app. These are my opinions, and by God, I'm opinionated, let me just tell you, especially about certain things in the car business. And the car business is what I know. It's all I know, real well anyway. I mean, I can do a few things. I can make a bologna sandwich, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's your car. I can program your computer on your car. But making 2 bologna sandwiches, that might be tough.
I'm more of a honey ham type of guy.
Ooh, honey ham. You're one of those guys.
I'm one of those guys, yep.
Processed lunch meat, yuck. I like something that's real bologna, real garbage. That's the sweepings off the floor. You know how that goes. Speaking of good food, can't we go to Blue Top after the show and forget this bologna sandwich stuff?
Ooh, I'm down.
I'm ready for a Big Ben burger. I got to have one. John and the boys are probably out there listening and thinking, oh boy, we better get some burgers made.
Some cheese
Big
fries.
guys coming out. Yeah, cheese fries. Oh, yeah, I want onion rings. No. I got to have onion rings.
Can't stand onions.
Anyway, it's a great time. It's a great, beautiful day to get out and do something. My mom used to say, get out and get the stink blowed off you. You know, you've been in the house too long. You're starting to smell like the house. Get outside. And anyway, and at Blue Top, now there's a good place to smell like because it smells like hamburger. I might take a bite out of you. It's going to be a lot of fun this afternoon. It's a good afternoon to get out and do some stuff. And you know what? It's telling me that the car shows aren't that far behind. We're going to have a setback or two with this kind of weather, but we'll get there. We'll get there. March is always iffy, but we'll get there. It's going to happen. And this whole thing with the chips and with the effect on the car business, I firmly hope, please, Lord, tell me this is not being played up to raise prices on new cars again or keep them where they're at. They got to come back to reality. You got to start paying less than window sticker for a car. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price on that window sticker. Paying over that is a joke. But everybody that buys a new car now has to pay over that. Some of the pickup trucks are going for 10 and more over sticker, 10 grand or more over sticker. And that's just a sad, sad thing. And if this is all meant to make this happen, this makes me mad. Let's hope it's not. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. And I really hope it doesn't affect our car business any which way. Besides that, if they can make neon, we can make neon, for God's sakes. I thought that was a man-made gas. Don't you get neon out of a laboratory? I don't know. Somebody's got to, I don't know anything about gas. You're going to have to tell me about that. That's for sure. I do know about gas, but not that kind. All right. Here's something that doesn't rile me up, Eric. Elon Musk. My buddy Elon. What a great guy he is.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not too sure about that. Elon Musk continued his months-long effort to get the U.S. president to credit Tesla Inc. for his EV leadership, electric vehicle leadership, by sending a message to the UAW. This is my buddy now. The Tesla CEO tweeted Thursday that the UAW, now he does it by tweets, that the UAW was welcome to hold a vote at the company's San Francisco Bay Area factory. The company will do nothing to stop them, Musk said of the union. There was no immediate comment from the UAW spokesman. You know they have tried that before. And people claim that they were threatened and everything else not to vote for them. And I don't know. Biden has repeatedly left Tesla off the guest list and out of the prepared remarks he's made promoting America's electric vehicle industry. He's not big on Elon. And, of course, he's... neither am I, but that's where the similarity between me and him ends. Burnt out ship. The ship that was carrying those 4,000 Volkswagen Group vehicles, well, we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's sunk. It's sunk, Eric. I got to tell you, honest to God, the cargo ship that caught fire in the Atlantic while transporting nearly 4,000 Volkswagen Group vehicles into the U.S. has sunk despite efforts to tow it to safety. The Felicity Ace sank 220 nautical miles off the coast of Portugal's Azore Islands around 9 a.m. local time on Tuesday after being battered by waves and leaning 45 degrees to its starboard side. That would be the right side. See, I know that nautical stuff, see? The ship's operator said. Yeah, I don't know nothing. Let me just tell you, and I got another story of how they dug it out of I don't know, it was 4,000 feet under the ocean or something. It was way down there. Or 1,400 feet. It was way, way down there. But they hauled it up, and they're going to bring it home, I guess. Now, early in the week, Rivian. Rivian keeps... When are they going to start building cars? I want to know, will they quit this crap they're doing on all this political games they're playing? Will they quit it and just start building cars and so we can see a couple on the road? I want to open my door one day at the shop and see a car go by that says Rivian on it. I got the busiest corner in town and I haven't seen a Rivian yet. All right? Here. This was the beginning of the week now. Because it gets better. Rivian Automotive, Inc. has set a new bar for sticker shock in the electric vehicle era. The company, citing increased materials costs, is boosting prices as much as 20% on some models. Here we go, the first ones to take advantage of this garbage. But there may be more to the huge bump than increasingly expensive materials. Last fall, the company abruptly terminated Laura Schwab, who was lured away from Aston Martin to head Rivian's sales and marketing. Schwab, in a lawsuit against the company, said one reason she was fired is because she questions Rivian's pricing. The R1T electric truck starting sticker price of $67,500 was too low, Schwab said in her suit. Rivian was on the cusp of launching its IPO and had already booked thousands of orders for the pickup at that price, of course. Well, according to Bloomberg, debut versions of the R1T with quad motor, all-wheel drive, and a large battery pack, giving a claimed 310 miles range, started at $67,500. That vehicle will now cost $79,500. $12,000 it went up. And the R1S with the same specifications is rising from around $70,000 to $84,000. Jeez, oh Pete. Okay, well, that's how it started. That's how the week started.